from his mama. From what I know, I see the devil come out of him. He explode like fire.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Amani and Woody in Married at First Sight. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for a notification of the uploads. And for those of you returnees, you got the minerals, you got the minerals. Minerals? Minerals? I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, listen, make sure you grab your Minerals hoodie as well. And make sure you join the gang. Click on the link down below and get your Minerals hoodie as well. Guys, sorry. So yes, watching Amani and Woody, man, do you know what? In the very first episodes, I did say to you guys, I wasn't sure how Woody was going to hold up. I wasn't sure how Woody was going to deal with monogamous relationship. I wasn't sure how Woody was going to do it in this relationship with with Amani, and whether he could really be loyal. And actually we got a lovely scene at the very end, or so to say towards the end, where he was talking to the parents, which I think is a very good scene. The scene was obviously where he was explaining the fact that, that his previous relationship of 4 years, monogamous as it was, had cheating in from both sides. And I think that really highlighted to me the difficulties, I guess, of being in a relationship where, you're now having to explain to people what you've done in the past, and actually it begins to stain and begins to taint your I guess perception or your reality or what people feel about you.
So why didn't it work? What happened?
Honestly speaking, we weren't compatible for each other. Communication wasn't where it was supposed to be on both sides. We both cheated.
And so you see that obviously with Amani and old boy Woody, that they've got a great chemistry. I mean, the energy is vibrant. It's lovely. I can't say it. I mean, it's just nice to be around. Do you know what I mean? Like, they are a good couple chemistry wise. They float each other's boat physically, you know what I'm saying? I think they even do a little bit of emotional intimacy too, you know what I'm saying? And probably will rock it when they get to sexual intimacy. But they definitely have a buzz and a chemistry about them which is undeniable, right? And so what I loved is that at the very beginning we hear Woody making this clear statement. Now, here's my thing. Woody is a bit like energetic, vibrant, will jump on something quickly. But I'm about long term. I'm about seeing the long term responsibility and effects of your actions and your words. And so what I saw from Woody, or heard from Woody, was something really good. Now, last week I praised him, and I want to praise him again this week. Last week I praised him because he had a conversation with the fathers and said, I want you guys to be around. I need to learn from you. I need to be able to deep it from you. I need to learn some knowledge from key stuff from you guys. I need you guys around, basically. Yeah? And that showed to me that somebody who's began to think and do the work around what they need and around how they can be impacted in their relationship. Here's the thing. We see now, obviously, as he's talking, sorry about that. We see now as he's talking, he mentioned the fact that, look, he's looking to stay beyond the 8 weeks. This ain't an 8-week program for him. He's looking to go beyond. And that statement of intent is beautiful. Now, it may be premature, but the statement of intent is beautiful, because to hear that I'm looking to go beyond the 8 weeks, and it's not just something I'm going to silently expect. I'm saying it out loud to cameras. I'm going beyond the 8 weeks. I'm not trying to stay. I am not trying to stay beyond. I'm not trying to quit before the 8 weeks. No. I'm going beyond the 8 weeks.
In 8 weeks, me and my wife will still be married. I don't see probably any other way. Just because right now we're really and truly compatible. We're physically attracted to each other, and I think our communication levels automatically up front.
That's how committed I am. That's how much I like this person that I'm with. That's how much I'm infused by this person I'm with. And so it's a good sign to see that he's made that confession and made those words paramount. Again, it will be tested because, like I said, if your previous relationship where you had a 4-year relationship, you weren't able to be without cheating or without to be infidelity, regardless of whether it was both of you doing it, then we need to test your relationship a little bit. We need to see the strain of a relationship first before we can say, yeah, I'm with you, bro. You're definitely down for long-term haul. Do you know what I mean? Like 8 weeks is 8 weeks. 8 weeks is 8 weeks. 8 weeks is not long, blood. Like 8 weeks is 2 months, right? Max. Like 8 weeks is 2 months. So 2 months of dating, let me just say intense dating. Listen, it can bring out a lot because they're always around each other for 24/7. But at the same time, it's 2 months. You know what I mean? Like, some things may show cracks because holiday fever, holiday mood, no working, can show a lot, and it can tell you a lot. Because when the real pressure begins to kick in and life begins to kick in, what are you going to do under that pressure? It's slightly different to being in Barbados or being in Mexico for your honeymoon and you're chilling for a week, not thinking about anything else apart from your partner. It's completely different. But I love the decoration he made. I love the fact that Woody also wants to make sure he knows all the little kinks. He said, he wants to see how it is when you wake up.
I know you're gonna look great. How are we gonna be when your breath stinks in the morning? Like, how you gonna sleep? You sleep bad? You sleep good? You roll over? You kick?
In the morning, what your face is like, what your breath is like in the morning, like those little kinks, like, you know what I'm saying, like, that little sleep dust in your eye. He wants to know all the little things because those are what he's gonna make him make a decision of how he best can stay in a relationship. And I think that's a key thing. A lot of us focus on the very big things, but don't realize there are also little minuscule things that we can cause what we can call pet peeves, things that we like, that we don't like, you know what I'm saying? Things that we thought we never saw in the beginning, and I call them minute details. This is why I say in this common day and age, because of a lack of loyalty and a lack of commitment by men especially, and a lack of accountability from other elder men in the environment to hold these men accountable to their decisions and the actions they're taking. What we are seeing is that many people need to start dating and being intentional with their dating to see the minute details. Why? Because if you're driving in a sports car and you're driving very, very fast, you will only see the major details because they are big and in your face. The minute details which take time and take a little bit more inspection require for the car to slow down and for you to take a very good look. The scenery looks blurry when you're going fast, but it looks sharp when you're going slow. So I understand that same thing, with Woody and Amani, like there are little minute details which I believe he's actually right. We need to see how I'm going to feel about you. She spoke about her pet peeve, and we talked about that as well. Her pet peeve was, smacking, obviously the mouth going when you're eating, and he did it, and she said, obviously, you're smacking, and she's going to use this later on as well in the conversation, but, I love Amani's energy. I love her vibrant, bright energy. It matches his, and, her willingness to banter with him and go back and forth is what's important here. And she keeps it sound, she keeps it surreal, she keeps it true, and that is what we need in a relationship like this, where both parties are quite live of the party. As much as they need all the fun and the banter, they also need someone to be grounded. And I think that a person who's more grounded is going to be Amani. And the way I believe that because the way she handled the conversation later on with the parents, or should I say the mother, very, very key, very, very important. And then, and I love the fact that when she was leaving the bed as well at that scene, she touched his nose and he said, obviously, I want to watch you walk away, and it's just really cute stuff. But listen, these are all the minute details that make up for someone who really wants to be in a relationship with you. It's the minute details, my brother. You understand? These little mini things contribute towards the person feeling like they actually are in a relationship and not in a sex doll. Or not being used for sex, or not being used for their money, whatever you want to call it, do you know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that obviously when Amani went to obviously, to Woody's parents, and I love the mum kept it 100% real, woman to woman. Because she could have been a mum and said, I won't tell this woman how my son is, but she had to. So she said, listen.
Heat explode like fire.
Well, I need to know when you've seen them. If y'all ain't seen it, I need to know about the time you have seen it.
And she had to even check the grandma, because the grandma was going to say, no, he's fine, and mom was like, no, listen, he can be a real devil. Like, his anger can get really blown up. And she made it clear, concise, and just told her, listen, he's a great guy, but the anger issue, gotta let you know that, right? And that allowed for Amani now to readjust very quickly. You see, sometimes we're afraid to tell people something because we think that the reality of what they'll see us as will change completely. But actually what Amani did was say, hey, okay, cool. No, it's just a warning for me. I have to be cautious now how I tread. I just need to have a conversation with him and find out what his thoughts are so that I know how I'm going to operate and how I'm going to move. That's key. But she can't do that if she never had the information. And what will happen is she'll get blindsided by one day an argument where he rages. And she never knew how to handle it because this is new to her, and suddenly she might rage or she might feel a certain way and feel like, whoa, what have I got myself into? That's what you don't want. Don't let the person be blindsided. It doesn't make it better. You understand? It don't make it better.
Family told me about your temper. Your mom said that she's seen the devil in you.
And, you know, I even put here that Amani should never take any of his abusive, if he's got abusive anger or his anger where it's like devilish, she should never take it and accept it, because the moment she does is the door being open for further abuse in the future. So I love the fact that Amani addressed this straight away and said, listen, my brother, let me tell you something, listen, about your anger, I'm not about it, yeah? I will tell you about yourself, number one, and number two, I'm not going to give you a reaction that's going to allow you to perpetuate your anger. Trust me, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I'm not the one. I will not surrender to this thing. And I love that. She made it very, very clear from the very, very beginning, established a foundation and said, listen, this is what we're doing. We're not going to do this, right? And many of us need to do that. We need to establish our boundaries of what we can and can't accept, so the person knows straight away, if you do this amount, I'm gone. Trust me, my dog. You know, so that was it as well. You know, and then, you know, so when she brought those anger issues to him, I love the fact that, you know, with Woody made it into a jest. Woody kind of made it into a joke. Woody kind of made it into a simple thing where he's like, listen.
I think it was just a matter of, like, growing up, having some crazy in there, don't know how to respond to it. Being honest and transparent, after going through counseling, I definitely know how to change, like, the levels of it now. Like, but
Everybody needs counseling.
yeah, I learned so much about myself.
Nah, yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Like, no, I've actually done therapy. And I've gone through it and I understand myself. And that for me was just, what's he say? Belismo. Is that Belismo content? I don't know what it says. Anyway, listen. That for me was beautiful. And the reason why it was beautiful was because the person's gone to do the work already.
Learn from it.
We all have our moments where we wish we could go back and change it, so it's not that deep.
I don't think I'll get that, man.
How many times we get people that don't do the work? He's gone to do the work, he's gone to counseling, he's understood. He said, listen, I understand where this anger's coming from now, and actually I've put a lid on it. I know how to control it now. I don't allow myself to get to that place. But I did once was like that. You know, and that fact that he took the work in to go counseling, whether it was now or whether it was, you know, 5 years or whatever ago, he still did the work in, and so now he understands her. That's key. Because I will say this, if you get a warning like the way the mum warned her about anger, and you ask the person about their anger, watch their response. If their response is defensive, you probably got a person who's going to be very, very angry, and you don't want to be in a relationship with that person, right? But it's the way that he conducted himself and explained his viewpoint about the anger that made me see there was maturity there, and there had been acceptance there, and there had been a review and introspection of what they had been like previously. And that's key. In any relationship, you need that introspection to make sure the person understands and is aware of what they've done in the past. If you're gonna, like, I'm gonna do a video later on in a week where we talk about, if you're gonna accept a cheater back, you must know that the person's done introspective work. If they haven't, don't accept them back. And so when he was explaining, you know, he began to lean against the wall. You know, he was explaining that he had a counselor, you know, who was able to, you know, and, you know, I could see that it was an uncomfortable conversation. In fact, just like when he was discussing the relationship or discussing his past in back a few clips before, where he's talking to the father and the mother and the sister and everything like that, when he's talking, his eyes are down. He's not looking at them. Yeah? Why? Because one, he's scared probably, and two as well, because of he knew what was coming up. Do you know what I mean? Like, the conversation was going towards a certain direction, and he knew. But his eyes were always darting down. He was scared to give eye contact. And I get it. I understand why. You know, black women like that are scary in the sense of the fact that they know, listen, if you try it, they will finish you. You know what I mean? And so I love the fact that, you know, towards the end as well, that when they started bantering about sex and stuff like that, and then, Woody began to rest his head on Amani's shoulder, and I just loved that. I thought it was cute. I thought it was nice. They had a conversation around about sex as well, and I love the fact that Amani doesn't want to force their sexual intimacy. Doesn't want to push it too soon, not because of chastity or anything like that, but just because she doesn't want to push it too soon. Don't want to rush into anything, and wants to make it sweet, meaningful sex. And I should say, making love. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, as Woody's respecting that, he's also learning as well how to communicate and how to receive communication from his partner in a completely different way, because sex is not clouding judgment or clouding with emotion. Do you get me? So I want to round up and say, listen, I love Woody and Amani, and I really believe they got somewhere far to go. So yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for a notification of the uploads, and for those of you returnees, you got the minnows. We appreciate you. Stay locked, stay loaded. More love.